Got done here with Paul Judge. He's talking about the darker side of social media, with spam and malware and things like that. I want to thank you for doing this interview with me. We're doing it for Texas State and San Marcos. So,
Okay.
but yeah, my first question is, how did you get into doing social media security?
So into social media security, so look back maybe 5 years ago, I was CTO of a company that did a lot of different network security work. And you start to see the internet change, right? Facebook was taking off and Twitter was just starting and the attacker was moving over there. The attacker was moving over there because the users were there. And because the users were there, the attackers wanted to be in front of their eyeballs. And there was a gap. There was a significant gap because the traditional security industry was so based on desktop and signatures, and so I left what I was doing and I started a new company to really dig into the space. So that's what I've been up to for the last 4 or 5 years.
It's been more adventurous than doing the same old email kind of spam.
Yeah, email spam was adventurous for a while. It remains adventurous in certain cases, right? They're still innovating on the email side, but with the scale and efficiencies of today's social networks, it's amazing how quickly an attacker can roll something out. And so you really have to stay on top of things in a different way.
Well, I know in our class at least, and a lot of the people we know, Macs are a big deal. Everyone loves using Apple computers and things like that. So you mentioned in your presentation that Windows seems to be targeted more than Mac does. Do you think that's because their operating system is just safer and harder to hack into, or what do you think that's all about?
Well, I carry Mac as well. As much as I would love to say, it's because Macs are more secure, the reality is it's because Windows are more widely deployed. And so it's a much bigger target. And so if you're an attacker trying to break into computers, your time is better spent breaking into Windows computers as of today. So, over the last several years, obviously the popularity of Macs have increased and it continues to do so. And so we'll see that change. So this kind of sense of security that Mac users have today, it won't last for that long, right? Because we'll become a more dominant platform, a widespread platform that is, and attackers will start to spend more and more time breaking into Macs and having exploit kits that are targeting those.
Okay. With mobile devices and stuff, you think iPhones are getting hacked into a whole lot more than other ones then? I guess kind of flipping it there.
Well, if you look at it, iPhones again are popular and cool, but if you look at the market share, they're not the most widely deployed form. Androids are more widely deployed, and other forms of phones are more widely deployed. And so we're seeing that. We're seeing attackers spend a lot more time on the Android network, and part of the reason also is because of the openness of the Android network and platform, and kind of the closed system of the Apple Store. And so attackers are just proportionally spending more time kind of where it's easier and where there's more eyeballs. But I think we'll see that change more and more over the next several years.
And also about with, you mentioned Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Google+. I was wondering about with something like Foursquare, location-based social networks. Are those kind of a newer platform that they're getting into now? Is there, should we be kind of worried about checking in at places and hacking into our phones?
So it's coming, right? The attackers, they're a pretty crafty bunch, right? And they're doing it, they're profit-driven. Like most people, they want to make more money, right? They want to spend less time doing it. And so wherever there are eyeballs, they'll go. We saw the same thing happen with Facebook. We saw the same thing happen with Twitter. The attackers moved over as soon as the users were there. And so, with a lot of these platforms that are emerging and becoming more popular, whether it be Foursquare or Instagram or Pinterest, the attackers aren't going to just sit by and let all those eyeballs sit out there. And so they're going to certainly spend more time on those networks.
Finally, is this a problem that people just need to be, you can kind of solve this problem by just paying attention to what you're clicking on, what apps you're installing, things like that? Or do you really think we need to just put a lot more software security and things like that on target mobile devices and computers and things like that?
There's a technology gap, not necessarily an invention of technology gap, but certainly a deployment of technology gap. We traditionally have blamed a lot of things on user education, but a lot of these attacks, they blend so well that even a knowledgeable user, it's hard to tell the difference just with your eyeballs. You're looking at, is this a fake account, is this a real account? And so we need to lean on technology more. And so the community has built a lot of things that work. It's just a matter of deploying them more widely. So it'll be a combination for me.
That's right. Excellent. Awesome. Well, I really want to thank you for helping us out and everything
Okay.
and doing the interview for us. This is for South by at Texas State, so thanks.